Let's talk about the property disclosure if you're selling your home. If something was broken in your house and you had it fixed, do you need to disclose? It all depends on the severity of the problem. If you had a washer replaced in your kitchen faucet, you probably don't need to disclose that. But if a pipe burst in the basement and a lot of repairs were done, you definitely should disclose that, because inevitably 6 months from now, the new homeowner is going to call the same plumber, and the plumber's going to say, "Oh, I was out here 6 months ago for this same problem." That exact situation happened to a realtor friend of mine. He told the seller he didn't need to disclose it because it had already been fixed. 6 months later, the plumber came out. Guess who got sued? The realtor got sued, the homeowner got sued, and the buyer won because it wasn't disclosed, even though the issue had been fixed. That was a $40,000 error to disclose. And then you, the seller, have an issue. Because you didn't disclose it, the buyer can come after you for knowingly withholding information. So what happens if you have an electric panel that catches on fire and you've had the whole panel replaced and all of the damage repaired? Do you need to disclose that? You most certainly should. It's better for you, the seller, that the first time your buyer is hearing about the fire department being there is from you and not the nosy neighbors who can't wait to tell them. Then you have a big issue called non-disclosure. Let's say you had a new patio installed and every time it rained it caused a flood in the basement. So you had downspouts installed and the problem isn't there anymore. The carpet's been replaced. The walls have been replaced. Do you need to disclose that? It's a lawsuit waiting to happen if the first time the new buyer finds out about it, when the next time it rains and the problem should happen again, and the neighbor comes over and says, "Oh, we used to come over with buckets all the time to help the previous owner bail water every time it rained." Don't take the chance. Be sure and disclose. Buyers tend to be much more forgiving when they know about it and a problem happens again than when it's never been disclosed to begin with. The most important thing that you, the seller, need to remember is disclose, disclose, disclose. I've always found buyers to be reasonable about previous issues that have been repaired rather than finding out about something that happened before and then it happens after they buy it. It's when they're caught off guard and think they've been lied to that they want to pick up the phone and call their lawyer. Don't find yourself in that position. Just disclose up front. So what about psychological issues in the state of Colorado? Not all states are the same, but in Colorado, a realtor cannot disclose psychological defects to a property without the signed written permission of the seller. And psychological defects include deaths in the house, murder, suicide, any kind of crime that might have been committed at the property that might impact whether or not a buyer wants to buy the property, but legally we can't disclose. I always ask my sellers to allow me to disclose. The last thing you want is an excited neighbor coming over and spilling your beans the day before closing, because trust me, they will. The main thing I want you to take away here is disclose. Be sure and watch the video here for other tips and tricks in selling your home, and click the subscribe button and the little bell below so you're notified each week as I post new video.